Hello Virgo, hopefully you are all well. So let's just check, make sure you guys are recording. So let's go ahead and get started. You just have to bear with me as they're telling me how we're going to lay these out. It's always a surprise, even for me, what we're going to be covering. So they keep me on my toes. Okay, so let's move these just a bit so that if you are a situation 3 person, you can see all your cards, and hopefully I won't have to lift them all up. Okay. Okay, so what we have situation 1, 2, and 3. And as we work our way across on these, we have what the situation is, what the angels need you to know, which would be these cards, and then at the end we have what the recommended actions that the angels are recommending you take. Now, situation 1 has two 4 cards. It can speak of, like, you know, moving or doing renovations on your home, but they're saying for those of you that are situation 1, it's related to your financial security. In the other situations, you don't have repeaters. So the overall energy, well, isn't that nice? So they told me to pull the card off the bottom of each deck for you, because that's the overall energy for all of you. And it's beautiful because you have the ability to create the outcome that you desire. So they're really encouraging you that if you can take these recommended actions, it will be very beneficial for you. Because what's going on? So you have this 5 of Wands. At the bottom it says tests. Many of you do feel like you're being tested. There's a lot of tension, a lot of strife, just one problem after another with this situation. But the thing is with this card, it doesn't just talk about problems, but it talks about the ability to brainstorm solutions for those problems. But many of you, these situations that you're in, your patience has been tested or is being tested. Your communication skills are being tested. And this is saying that they're encouraging you to, again, this is your overall energy, to stand your ground, stand up for yourself, stand up for what you believe in, stand up for the desires that you want, the outcome that you want. Because they're saying it's a mixed bag. So with some of you, you've got something concluding, some of you, it's pursuing something new that you desire. But pursuing that, knowing that you're deserving of that, communicating your desires, and then being open to receive. Because you have the ability to create this. You have, be it you're ending something so that you can start something new, or be it you are at the brink of making some offer, starting something new. Some of you are making an offer of love, but you're at this point that it's up to you. You're the one that has the crayons. You have this easel. You just need to start creating what you want, which is beautiful because you hold the power. And this card, it's the Witness, and it's the last card in this deck, and it's all about sitting back and observing things, you know, being the witness, looking at things, taking things in. It's about that inner stillness. See how intense she is? That inner stillness, the ability to sit back and look at something from a higher perspective in order to make better decisions, to make better choices, to make decisions regarding actions, solutions. It's also about allowing your true intent, your true desires, your soul's true desires to reveal themselves. Because this being the last, it means something concluded so you can move forward. So for many of you, this is also about, you've gone through a lot of difficulties. These situations that are culminating, or those of you that have had to have things end in order to start this new beginning, it's been difficult. It's been rough. It's been hard. I mean, if you look, how many points does she have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of like a baby 5. So it's almost like 10-point buck. 10-point bucks are rare. They're like the prize. But 10-point bucks, to have lived that long and made it to that state, they've been through a lot. You've been through a lot. But these difficulties that you've endured are going to enable you to advise and help others when they're going through similar struggles. And You are going to be successful. You have the 9 of deduction. This would be Pentacles. This is about creative satisfaction because, again, for all of you, you are on the brink of creating something new. It will be successful because this card's about success. It's about fulfillment. It's also about emotional security. So for those of you that are going to be offering your cup of love to someone, it's a solid foundation. It's about enjoyment. This is about also basking in your glory because you've earned this. You should be proud of how far you've come. You should be happy. You're finally going to reap the rewards, all of you. So let's go ahead and break it down to see what's going on with each of you in your specific situations on your path to happiness and success and all these things that you desire. So situation 1, we have the Baker Street Irregular. Now in traditional tarot, this would be analysis. This is a page of analysis. This would be cups in traditional tarot. This is all about, someone, it could be a friend, but someone that's very supportive and loyal and cooperative, someone that wants to help you, someone that you can trust, someone that you can rely on, someone who is fair, someone who's willing to help you, someone who wants to help you. It's also about someone who is helping you resolve a conflict. And with that, we have this 4 of Swords. I'm not going to pick that up because you should be able to see that very clearly from the camera. You have these angel wings behind it. You've got these 4 swords. At the bottom, it says healing. And this card is about healing. It's also about, a timeout, taking a time. Many of you are at a timeout because someone that's helping you bring this to a close, you're just sitting back while they do that. For some of you, it's the angels, it's your divine team that's bringing this to a close for you. But this is about, just taking a timeout, recovering, catching our breath. Not taking action because we've been taking a lot of action. Really just taking a step back and allowing things to unfold, allowing for many of you this storm to pass, things to culminate. Because if you look at this card, it's really stormy and cloudy back here, but there's these rays of light that are beaming in from the direction of the future. You've been going through something very stormy, very turbulent, very difficult. Many of you have felt that you have been alone in this situation. You have not had any help, any assistance. You now do have help. Some of you, you have physical help. It could be legal help. It could be attorneys. It could be leadership within your organization. It could be executive management within your organization. But you have help now. And all of you have help from your divine team. So right now you're at a point, they're saying for many of you, just be patient. It's right there. It's very close. There's nothing you need to do. You just need to sit back and allow this to, many of you, to culminate, to end. Some of you too, there's going to be information, something that you'll be receiving. But your team has it now. But the things that are, so for a number of you, the things that are going on, you aren't aware of. Because Sherlock Holmes, he would have these people who would go out and they would get information for him and they would bring back these nuggets of information. And that's what's pictured here. These, Baker Street Irregulars. So there are things going on to help bring this to a close, to end this chapter of your life so you can move forward that you aren't aware of. But that's okay. You're being encouraged just to be patient. Allow those things to happen. God, Jesus, the angels, they've got you. A large number of you have people that are helping you that you don't even realize are helping you. But this storm is about to pass. They're saying for some of you, just hang on. Like he's got his arm open, his hands spread open. Hang on. And he's got a tight grip on him. Hang on. They're taking care of everything. They're saying you don't need to have such a tight grip anymore. There's nothing else you need to do, nothing else you need to worry about. Things are coming to a close. Some of you, there may be some decisions you have to make, but it's not something that you have to make a decision to take action. It's like some communication or some information is going to be brought to you, and you need to make a decision about that information. So for maybe some of you, maybe it's a legal dispute, and you're going to be given the verdict, the decision, and for some of you, there may be a payout or settlement or something that you have to decide, okay, does this work? Does this not? But that will be the type of decision that you'll be making. Now, as far as what you need to know, you have this 4 of evidence. And this is Holmes and they're at actually, I don't know if you can tell, they're like at dinner. They're celebrating. And this is about, celebrating your accomplishments. Because they're celebrating completing another case, a successful case. But this is about, really celebrating, enjoying the fruits of your labor, celebrating all the hard work, because you've put in a lot of work for this to bring it to a successful and harmonious closure. For some of you, this is going to be bringing it, see, there's multiple people. For some of you, this is bringing it to a successful closure, not just for you, but for others. Because again, for some, you've had alliances, you've had help. People have come in to help you. For some of you, that's what they want you to know. You do have help with this. You don't know it. You're not physically seeing that. You're getting a lot of divine signs and such, but you just don't see it yet. And for some of you, you are going to be receiving recognition. See how he's holding up this medal? And what are, you know, when military members receive medals, well, why do they receive medals? They receive medals because they have sacrificed. They have made tremendous personal sacrifice. They have gone above and beyond. So they are being recognized for the accomplishments, for the things that they have done, for the things in which they have sacrificed. And interestingly, you have the sacrifice card down there. You are about to be recognized. You are about to receive, some of you receiving monetary things, because it's almost, it looks like a casino wheel. And you have the Six of Pentacles, which is at the bottom, it says generosity, but it is generosity, kindness, prosperity. It's also about balancing out your giving and receiving. For many of you, they're saying it's balancing yourself out so you can receive, because you've been giving so much. This would be, it's often called the giving card, but you've been giving, you've been doing a lot for others. Many of you, this situation that you've been going through it for others, not just for yourself, but for others. You are about to receive. They're saying prepare to receive. Some of you, this is a welcome thing. Again, it could be a legal dispute decision, but for some of you, there's going to be like some monetary or otherwise gift, something you're going to be receiving, an award, a recognition. Some of you could be a promotion. Maybe you've been going through some battle at work and you're going to be promoted. Be rewarded for that. They're saying be prepared to receive. The other thing is you're being released from your karmic debt. Now, they're saying it's not a karmic debt as far as like, oh, you've done something terrible in your past to other people and now you're having to right those wrongs. Now, for some of you, the people that you've been in this situation, you have had past life experiences with them, but it's not like a tit for tat. It's not that. It's, for many of you, they're saying that this is part of your mission. So when we incarnate here on earth, we have different missions, different things that we are here to do. This is something big that you have been destined, fated to do. This situation has been something that's part of your mission. And for a number of you, it is because this is about a group, an alliance. This is something that is going to be impacting many others. Now, as far as what they're recommending you do, we have these two cards. First one's instant feedback. News is going to be coming in for some of you very rapidly. Like this change. So for many of you, you've been waiting and waiting, and this has been a very lengthy process. So maybe it's a legal process that's been going on for a very long time. You've been waiting for it to culminate. You've been waiting for things to end, for things to be over. And it just has been dragging on and on and on. When this comes to a close, it's going to be rapid. It's going to be like, here's the verdict, here's the decision, here's the determination, and same day or within a number of days, you're done, you're free. It's finished. This thing that you've dedicated so much time and work and effort toward for some of you years is in an instant completed and done, and you are free. Many of you, you have been in this state of confusion, like what is going on, what is going on, what is going on, and then bam, it drops and it's over. And you're able to create something new. You're able then be able to move forward with your life, the next chapter. Many of you have been frustrated because you have not been able to move forward in the next chapter of your life. Last thing, you have the sacrifice. And sacrifice means, to make sacred. People would make years ago sacrifices because they would be offering something from the heart. Now we do prayers, we do singing, that's how we thank God. But a large number of you, this situation you're going through, you've had to sacrifice a lot. You've really had to give up a lot. They want you to know, because you see how she's looking toward the past. The things that you've had to sacrifice and you have gone through, you are about to be rewarded. You're about to receive like tenfold what you have invested in, what you have done. You're about to receive blessings. Again, they're saying prepare to receive. God and the angels are saying you did good. It is now your time to receive. You are about to receive. If you look here, she's Butterflies are all about transformation. You've been waiting for the situation to transform forever. You've been waiting to transform your life, but you've been waiting to move forward. You've been stuck on the past. You've been staring at this butterfly that's been a cocoon for a very, very long time. Like, when is this ever going to burst free? When will it be done? When will I be able to burst free and move forward with my life? You see, she has all these feathers. With Native American, with Indian tribes, you know, the chief who has a headdress, the more elaborate it is, the more beautiful, the more feathers it is, the more that they haven't gone through, the more experience they have. You have a lot of experience from this situation you've gone through. Some of you, this is experience you're going to be able to impart for others to help them, again, when they're going through their situation, which was that overall energy they were talking about for all three situations. You've gathered that wisdom during this situation that you've been involved in. And it's different for all of you. Many of you, it's like a work-related, a business partnership. Some of you could be marriage, but there's a financial piece to it. There's a huge for everyone, there's a financial piece to it. But you've been waiting, you've been staring at this butterfly, and you see how all these pieces are just like, it's like the butterfly burst out of the cocoon. That is what's going to happen for many of you. There's not going to be a slight, slow easing out of the cocoon. It's not like the butterflies, you know, one of the wings is going to start to come out, slowly unfold, and another wing will start to slowly unfold, and you're going to watch them slowly emerge out of the cocoon. No, that cocoon is going to pop. This situation, this ending is going to pop. Be prepared, and be prepared to receive. Now, situation 2, we have a major... You guys are the only ones with a major arcana. You have 11, the Courts of Justice, and you should be able to see this close enough. Okay, we're going to show you the statue. But this is a major arcana, and when it comes to major arcanas, those are things that are like destined, they're fated. We don't really have much control over them. All we can do is just sit back and allow it, allow the change. And if you see here, there's this courthouse. And this was in London, and they used to call it the Old Bailey, and it was constantly destroyed and rebuilt over and over again. Well, there's this statue on top, and you see it in one hand, in her right hand, she has the sword, and in the other hand, she has these scales that she's balancing. And people used to believe, and you can't tell in this card, that she had a blindfold on, and they thought that the blindfold was significant to show that, you know, she's impartial. But the statue, she never had a blindfold on, but she was always completely impartial and completely fair. This is about honesty. It's about truth. It's about justice. It's truly about being impartial and not taking sides. It's about weighing out the evidence, really looking at things clearly, objectively. It's also about being vindicated because of our integrity, because we have maintained our integrity throughout this situation, throughout the legal situation. It's about staying balanced. It's also about, you know, perceiving true motives, be it your true motives or be it motives of others. It's about honest relationships, honest partnerships, because a number of you have been in partnerships and relationships that have not been fair. They've not been balanced. There is just truth. So for many of you, they're saying, like, when you face the truth, when you accept the truth, for others of you, when you share the truth, things will become balanced. Things will be righted. It is storming. It is raining. This relationship that you've been in, it's not been easy. It's been a lot of turmoil, a lot of arguments. This is paired with the King of Swords. So you are the King of Swords. Now, if this sounds like your situation, you don't have to be a male, but a large number of you are males, they're saying. And the King of Swords at the bottom says decisions, because you need to make a decision. This card's about truth. It is about, you know, he is determined to make a decision, and he's going to make it regardless of other people's emotions. This could be a legal dispute, it could be a divorce, it can be a relationship breaking up, it could be a business partnership breaking up. But they're saying you have to talk, for some of you, which is why my throat's bothering me. But you have this relationship that you need to end. It's destined to end, it is fated to end, it is not meant to be. But this situation, it will resolve, it will end, and it will end rapidly with your determination, with you cutting through the BS, with you seeing the truth, for some of you, with you sharing the truth. You see there's this crow on his arm. So swords are all about truth. But then he's got this crow on his left arm. And, you know, crows can actually be a positive thing. They're actually a symbol of luck, which is what that card is. But they warn us of deceiving appearances. So for some, you've been in a relationship with someone where they have been deceiving you. They've been lying to you. They have been manipulating you. Some of you, they've been trying to control you. They've taken your power, and you've allowed them to do that. But it's about taking your power back. Crows also represent magic. Now, it can be dark magic. It can be good magic. But again, they're saying it's again tied to taking back your power. It's about you being fearless. Because crows also, crows are a symbol of destiny and personal transformation and flexibility, and they can help you see beyond your illusions. They can help you see what's right or wrong. They can help you see things internally to really balance things out. So for many of you, you've been looking at this relationship and you're like, this isn't working. Their motives aren't right. Some of you, your motives could not have been right, but I'm getting for most of you, your motives were in the right place, but their motives were not. But it's about really honestly looking at that, honestly communicating with yourself that this doesn't work. This needs to end. I need to cut this off. I need to end this so I can move forward. For some of you, they are saying that this is a relationship that you're in, that you're not happy, you don't want to be in the relationship anymore. You do want to end it. You know, like crows are dark, and they can be, in some situations, a bad omen, black magic, about people or situations that are manipulative. So for some of you, you are looking at this relationship and you're like, ugh. They're saying for some of you, you feel remorse that you're in this relationship, like you regret being in this relationship. Some of you, you're beating yourself up like why did I allow myself to get into this situation again, or get into a similar situation that I was in before? Different person, same type of situation. They're manipulative, they're controlling, they are bad for me. They're really bad for me. Because like when you look at spiritual war, dark versus light, positive versus negative, they're polar opposite of you. But you've had this personal internal transformation. You are now seeing the truth of things. You are now seeing things how they are. You finally, you see how he's got this light reflecting off of his watch. Many of you, they're saying it's like a compass. Many of you have finally found your way. You have finally discovered who you are. You have finally brought yourself into balance. You have realized what works for you and doesn't work for you. Many of you have been blind to your own emotions. You haven't wanted to acknowledge your emotions before. You have not before acknowledged that this doesn't work for you, because for some of you, you didn't even realize until recently that this doesn't work for you anymore. This relationship. Yeah, they're saying it's a relationship. But you now realize this isn't working. I see the truth. I see the compass leading me in a new direction. I'm finally seeing the truth. And now he's got this sword drawn, but it's time for you to make the decision to, some of you it is to share the truth with your partner that you just want it to be done and over with. They're saying for some of you, it's been on the brink of ending for a while. Like some of you, even like over the long holiday, if you were celebrating the long holiday weekend, you had plans. You had these great plans for the long weekend, but then you had this big, huge blowout argument, and it was a horrible weekend. And for some of you, you even went separate directions earlier and you didn't follow through with your plans because it's been rocky, it's been stormy, it's not going well. That's because it's destined, it's fated, it's meant to end. But they're saying to get yourself out of the storm, it does require you making the decision to communicate. Communicate that you don't want to be in anymore. Communicate that it doesn't work for you. It is a small number of you to finally communicate with yourself that this doesn't work. This type of person, this situation, this just doesn't work anymore. But they're saying majority of you, you've already realized that. It's communicating the truth with others. With others. Because what you have as far as what you need to know, you have this five of analysis, 5 of cups. And, you know, this card's about sometimes things would happen that were supernatural, because there was this one case where Holmes just could not stop, you know, the death from occurring in this one case he was working on. But this card is about, you know, delusion, disappointment. It's also about learning from our mistakes. It's regret, but it's also vain regret. Because again, you know, they were saying earlier, some of you regret getting in this relationship. You realize now how toxic and bad this was for you. For some of you, it's almost like you jump from one relationship into this one. You're like, dang, this is the same hot mess. What the hell did I do? And now you like regret it. Like, why did I do this? But it's vain regret. Everything happens for a purpose, but they're saying this is vain regret. Some of you regret of a relationship falling apart. It wasn't meant to be. This card's also about broken promises, broken agreements. You know, it's about losing something, but by losing something, having something fall away, we gain something new. We gain something better. It's a blessing in disguise. And that's what's going to be happening for you when you release this person, release this relationship. Because the card that's paired with that is the Page of Pentacles. That is, at the bottom it says luck. But it's about luck, it's about good news. It's about new jobs, new opportunities, new beginnings. It's also a card that talks about, being practical and not too idealistic. So what they're saying is, many of you need to know that when you communicate and you end this relationship, for some of you it has been a disappointment that, they're saying, like, for some of you it's almost like, okay, again this didn't work. Again this didn't work out. Oh my gosh, it's again the same type of person. How in the world? But there have been, because they're saying for some of you, there has been a lot of like supernatural, spiritual things happening along the way that have been your compass. You've been guided by the light. This has been divinely orchestrated as part of your growth. And they're also saying it's not something to beat yourself up over. This is part of your growth. You are now heading onto your path, and that's a good thing. That's what you're intended to do. They want you to know when you finally end this, he's got like a gun drawn. For some of you, they're saying, like, he's got this look on his face. For some of you, they're saying that this person's been trying to hold on to you, trying to not get you to leave. When you finally end that, saying smoking gun, some of you receive proof of something, like maybe this person was unfaithful, and you found proof that they have not been faithful in the relationship. And for some, that's how an ex was. But that's the smoking gun. But now you need to have this done, dead, over, finished. Like when you look at the coffin and the Sibilas, that means done, dead, that's sealed, that coffin's sealed, it's over. When you have this truly be over, you finish it. That's what's going to bring about a new beginning for you. That's when your luck is going to change. That's when things are going to turn around. That's when you will have a new beginning, a new relationship that will be successful. But what they're recommending, the actions that they're recommending for you, you have be generous. Okay, let's see here. So when you look at generosity, you've got two people here. When you're looking at generosity in relationships, when we're in a relationship, it's, being generous, sharing ourselves, being truly intimate, giving without any expectations, giving what we can give. Many of you have given to this relationship. You've given everything that you have down to the last drop, they're saying. You've given everything you can. And that person has gladly received everything that you have given, but you haven't received in return. You see, these two, they're not in an embrace. They're not on the same page. They're not connected. So for many of you, this person, you're two totally different people. You're on two totally different pages. You want two totally different things, which is why this doesn't work. But you've given everything you can to try and make it work. You pulled all the tricks and stops out of your bag possible to try and make this work. But it hasn't worked because it hasn't been meant to. But what they're saying is, be generous to yourself. For many of you, this truth is seeing that this is not working. It's time to move forward. But it's time to move forward so that you can be in a relationship with someone who will be just as generous and kind and loving toward you as you are toward them. So that you can be in a relationship where there truly is balance. You've been in relationships that don't have balance. It's been one-sided. They're trying to divinely guide you into a relationship that's full of light, full of love, where there is truly requited balanced love, where they're actually a partner, someone you can rely on, someone that you can build a stable foundation with. But they're encouraging you to be generous with yourself and know that you are deserving of something better. Don't allow someone, they're saying for some of you, they were talking about that person that keeps saying, don't leave, don't go. Do not allow this person to control and manipulate you and make you feel bad. Because for many of you, you have continued to stay in this relationship because they make you feel guilty. They make you feel as if they can't do it without you, and oh, what am I going to do? And then you feel really bad, so you stay in it even though you're miserable and the relationship's been filled with a lot of tears and arguments. Be generous with yourself. Know that this is not good, this is not working. But by doing so, it's also being generous with them. Because not only are you going to move into something beautiful new, that also frees them up to move into something that's beautiful new for them. So they'll be with someone that they're on the same page with. You'll be with someone that you're on the same page with. You're just not on the same page with each other. You're just not meant for each other. They'll lead both of you to people whom you are meant to be with. But the thing is, they want you to know they're trying to take you to your destiny, to a person that's going to fulfill you. Many of you have been feeling as though you've been taken advantage of. That's going to change with this new beginning they're taking you to, but you can't have the new beginning until you end this. But be generous enough with yourself to know that you deserve better. And for some of you, don't feel bad about yourself, because this is what's best for everyone. Oh, and they're saying also, don't feel bad for sharing how you feel about this situation. Don't feel bad about clearing up the air. Don't feel bad about communicating that. Now you have this card, Talk Shop. Now this card, traditionally it's about, our psychic gifts, our psychic abilities opening up, and, meeting people who are like-minded, kindred spirits that you can share that with. Because when we have a heart awakening, we will have these different psychic, like everyone has intuition. Everyone has intuition. It's just some people's turned up a little bit more than others. And some people, like myself, hear angels talk to them all day long like a normal, living human that they can touch talks to them. But we're all on different levels. We all have intuition. For a number of you, you've had your intuition, your psychic gifts opened up. They've really opened up because they've opened up your heart. They've opened up. But this card talks about, not hiding that out of fear, out of ego, worrying that you're going to be judged or you're going to be criticized, or you're going to be hurt. For many of you, what they're saying is, because I said that's traditionally it's about our psychic gifts. Yes, many of you have your psychic abilities, your spiritual stuff has really opened up, particularly the last 6 to 9 months, they're saying, which is why many of you, as you have been realizing, okay, this path that I'm on, it's not really working for me anymore. Now you're like, okay, I'm getting on my right path now. It's a beautiful thing. But you see how there's these two people, and they're like staring at each other like a standoff. There's this tooth in between them, but this tooth, it's got the roots, but then it's got this heart, and these hearts that have like this vine that's pulling the heart right out of it. Now, people, when they have a root canal, they talk about how painful it is. But once they get the root canal, suddenly they have relief. It feels better. You have this rotted out, ganky tooth. It's black. It's got holes. You have rooted yourself in a toxic relationship where there hasn't been love. You notice there's not hearts down here. The heart's up here, and that's being lifted out. It's not found on love. It's not found on true love. You are being divinely pulled out of this toxic relationship so that they can get you to a relationship where there is true love. Or instead of staring each other down, you're leaning in and supporting each other and loving each other and helping each other and enjoying life together. Because that's what we all want. We want someone that we can enjoy life with. We want someone who adds value to our life. We don't want someone that just adds a whole lot of turmoil and arguments and headaches and sucks us dry. That's what we don't want. They're trying to get you out of that. They're trying to give you a root canal. They're trying to dig this ganky, rotten tooth, this relationship rooted in toxicity. They're trying to pull that out. You need to trust that you will be happier. Your life will be happier. Things are going to improve as soon as they free you from this. But for a number of you to be freed from this, you have to have a conversation. You have to let them know this is over. This is not working. This is done. This is finished. I wish you the very best. You have got to have that conversation to end this in order to move forward. Many of you are afraid of having that conversation because you are afraid of, okay, what will others think? So maybe you've, over the time that you've been dating or in this relationship, some of you may have finances entangled, but some of you are like, okay, well, what will our friends think? What will family think? For some of you, you're really just concerned about, okay, is this person going to be angry with me? Are they going to criticize me? Are they going to be vindictive? Are they going to try to hurt me? So for some of you who do have finances, intertwined, you're like, oh my gosh, or then they're going to try to take me to the cleaners. It's going to turn out beautifully. Trust. They want you to trust that. Look how beautiful that is. That you get as soon as you have this conversation to end this relationship. They're saying for those of you in situation 2, this is a relationship. It's a romantic relationship. It needs to end. The time has come. For a number of you, the time has passed. They're saying for those of you to know for sure your situation, there's been a number of times that you've had arguments and you've been on the brink of just saying, look, we're done, but you haven't. Many of you have not because she makes you feel, for a large number of you are a man, she makes you feel guilty. She makes you feel bad. She manipulates you. She controls you. You need to take back the reins. You are being encouraged to have that conversation. Now, you have thunder. This is their other recommendation. And I'm going to get the book because they want me to read this. You have all these buffalo in here. Many of you, it's about standing your ground, standing firm. When you do have this conversation, to not allow them to talk you out of it. But let me... And you know, lightning, you know, thunder. What do we get with thunder? We get lightning. We get things that crack, that come in. But, you know, if you have a really violent storm, it passes very quickly. So for many of you that are worried about having this conversation, it will pass quickly. It really will. And then you'll be so glad that you had it. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So, this card. Legends speak of great thunder beings who live in the sky and call for your attention when great occurrences are meant to happen in the world. They warn when tensions and situations are called upon to be released. Their presence in your reading reminds you of dramatic moments in life that change everything. Both awesome and frightening. When thunder arrives, it is also a wake-up call, one that you will not soon forget. So for many of you, this is a big, it's a dramatic change. So for some of you, there could be a big argument that you're going to have. That's going to be this big thunderstorm that comes in. That's going to have you standing firm like a bull, taking back your power and communicating how you feel. They're saying for majority that this, okay, they're saying for all of you that are in this situation that this is done, this is over. But to communicate that, because you will feel that it's right in your bones. And many of you, you feel like this situation, this ending, this relationship ending, you feel like you're powerless in it. You feel like you have no capability to influence or stop it, and you don't. Things have been set in motion. Things are running, they're saying like running their course. This storm is hitting. This storm is hitting to free you, to end you. You just need to prepare for it. Because as soon as the storm is over, you will have wonderful, new, blessed, lucky opportunities that are founded on something you can build upon. Many of you want adventure in your life. You want excitement in your life. You want happiness in your life. You want support in your life. You want someone that you don't feel is just draining every bit of you. You are going to have that. You will have that. For many of you, the new opportunity that's going to be coming in, it's like, you know, how you have a herd. They go with the flow. They just run with it. So for many of you, this opportunity, the new thing that's coming in, they're encouraging you just to run with it, to go with it. For many of you, it's first running with and allowing. See, they're going toward the past. So first, they're saying, allow this end to occur. Allow it to occur. Go with it. It's destined. It's meant to happen. It is out of your control. But you can control how quickly it's over. Like if you don't want to have this conversation, you're going to continue to sit in the middle of the storm getting your head rained on. In misery, dreading, oh my gosh, she's going to call me. She's going to try and talk me into coming over again. I just need to, how am I going to get out of it? What type of excuse? Am I going to make it? Okay, I've got to work. I'm so busy working this weekend. Woo, can't make it, baby. And you could drag that out for weeks, for months. Or you can just address it head on, like a storm. Sometimes storms will come in out of nowhere. Boom, it's over. And then the storm passes on. But they're encouraging you to allow this end, allow this culmination. They're encouraging you to have this conversation. They're also encouraging you to be, because this new opportunities that are arriving, that are going to bring you things you desire, they're encouraging you to be flexible, be willing to go through these experiences without having to dictate or be in control as to what happens and how what happens. This is destined. Many of you, this is destined to end because they have something so much greater destined to come in. So for many of you, it could be a twin flame, a twin soul. It could be a very high-level soulmate relationship. They want to bring you to this relationship that's going to bring you all the things that you've been desiring and asking for. But they need to close this to get you there. Your destiny is arriving. You need to be ready to receive it. In order to receive it, it does require having the conversation in closing this chapter. So we can't move into the next chapter of our life until we have closed the current chapter. So, situation 3. Now, situation 3, this card came out reversed. This is the 10 of deduction, which would be Pentacles. Now, upright, this is great. Upright, he's looking for this lost treasure. He finds the lost treasure. This was a case where they went out looking for the lost treasure. They found it. This is about financial security. It's about having a sense of belonging. It can also be about property, family trees, ancestral. properties and such, but it's reversed. So when it comes to family stuff, it could be somebody that squandered their family fortune. But could also be, rejecting traditional values, rejecting traditional relationships. It can be insecurity. It can be a sudden change of events. It can be destiny. It can be having a feeling of uncertainty about our destiny. But it's paired with this King of Cups. They're saying you are the King of Cups. Most of you, you are male. Again, same thing I always say, it's a general reading for a lot of people. If this sounds like your story and you are a lady, go with it. Because it would be you. To keep things clear, they are saying for most of you, you would be the King of Cups. But at the bottom, this says commitment. It's about commitment. This is about knowledge. He's a very knowledgeable man. He's very in touch with his intuition. He knows things that aren't being shown. He is very balanced. He is very self-aware. He is very connected with who he is, what he wants, what he desires. He's also a person who is willing to share his emotions, to communicate how he feels, to open up and truly be intimate with another. So, most of you, you have met the one that you feel the connection with, the one who you would say is your meant to be, your destiny. And you want to offer them your cup of love. However, this is reversed. This is, searching for lost treasure. So there is someone who you already know. See this light? This person's walking. Okay, they're facing, but there's all this light. You pushed this person away. So you met this person, and she was, for a number of you, your twin flame or your twin soul. For others, she could have been a soulmate. But you pushed her away. Some of you pushed her away. You could have gone to another relationship, but you pushed her away. And she went in opposite direction. And now you have come to the realization that, oh my gosh, she's the one. She's my treasure. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it. Damn it, what am I going to do? Because now you want to offer your love. You want to open up. You want to build something on a firm foundation. You realize she is the one that you want to build that with. Some of you could have pushed away because you didn't want a traditional relationship. Many of you pushed it away because of fear. You felt this connection. You pushed it away. You went in opposite direction. Now they're saying for some of you, don't beat yourself up because if you're a twin, that is part of how it works. You both actually do go in opposite directions so that both of you can work on your own healing and growth. And then when you are both done, then you come back together. Interesting thing they want me to show you here is you see how he's got this cord tied? You're still connected to her. She still loves you. Now she's not going to communicate that with you because you pushed her away. But they are saying, because for some of you, she recently may have reached out to you with just something lighthearted. That was her, we had this overall energy of tests. For some of you, that was her test to see, well, are we going to do this or are we not? Is he going to step up or is he not? Because I've culminated the things I need to culminate. I'm ready to move forward with my life. Is he going to be part of it or is he not? I love him. I want to have this with him. I feel his connection. Connection is never going to go away. But he's in or he's not, because we have free will. And for some of you, what you were showing her is that you weren't in. Some of you were in it deep with someone else. But she reached out, seeing, okay, is he going to step up? Is he ready? Or do I need to move forward without him? Because for some of you, you're really worried about making this offer of love because you're fearful she's moved on. And for some of you, she has. And that's why they're saying for some of you, that's why she even gave you an opportunity. She reached out with something lighthearted, and they're saying for some of you, even responded with something lighthearted. It didn't go anywhere. Some of you just continue to stay in a relationship that you're in. Some of you in a relationship that needs to end. And others of you just didn't respond, didn't move forward, which is why she has walked away. But what they want you to know, the cord is still there. The cord is still connected. She's not going to reach out to you. It does require you taking the action. You want to offer your cup of love. You need to do that if that's what you desire. Because she has tried, and she's no longer putting in effort that's not returned. But she still loves you. The cord is still there. If you're a twin, the connection's never cut. Actually, it's funny when I work with clients, if I have clients that are early on twins, they'll be like, why can't I cut this cord? Can you cut this cord for me? Because I'm just tired of the pain. No, twins, you are each other. You're each other's true other half. She's the feminine side of your soul. You are the masculine. The connection can't be cut. We can't cut ourselves from ourselves. never can be cut. She loves you. But if you want to share your cup of love, and they're saying that you do, they're trying to get you to take action in that direction. Because what you have as far as what you need to know, you have this Six of Deduction. It's also Pentacles. Many of you have a lot of worries about money. But this is, see here, there's this racehorse. So there was this racehorse in one of the cases that Sherlock Holmes had, and this racehorse was stolen, and they painted the horse, and so he figured out that this was a winning horse. But before he, you know, apprehended the person and all of that, it was believed that he actually hedged a bet on the horse and won some money, big winnings. So this card's all about big winnings, winning huge, good fortune, gifts, blessings in disguise. Because many of you in the past, you have denied your needs. You have denied, many of you have denied your true feelings. Like you've had deep feelings for her for a very long time, and you've denied those. You've run from those. You've not wanted to acknowledge them. But no matter what you do, what you try, be it drinking, partying, other relationships, she still doesn't get out of your mind. You're always pulled back. For some of you, you've jumped into other relationships, and every time you're drawn straight back to her. Every time you compare everyone to her. Because try as you might to run from it, to hide, to disguise it, those feelings are there because they run deep. You've been wanting to build something with someone, and many of you have now come to the conclusion that she's the one to build with. But now you're feeling bad and remorse because you've run from it, you've disguised it, you've not wanted to see those feelings, you've not wanted to feel those emotions. Some of you, you've also done that because you were pulled into relationships where you felt guilty. You felt as though you were stuck in relationships with other people. Like you could not break free of other relationships. Because see how this horse is like breaking free out of the gate? Like when horses burst out of the gate, when a race kicks off, it's fast. You didn't think you could burst out. You didn't think you could free yourself from some toxic relationship that kept you stuck. But one day, it's like the light bulb switched on. It's like, oh, I don't need to stay stuck in this hell. I don't need to stay stuck in this misery. I'm out. I'm done. But you felt as though your needs didn't matter. This person you were in a relationship with, the toxic relationship, made you feel less than, made you feel as though you had to put everything aside in order to cater to and care for them. So you were out of balance. You weren't taking care of your needs. You were out of balance emotionally. But the beautiful thing is, you've now come into balance. For many of you, what they're saying is that you need to know is that you need to communicate that. You need to clear the air. See all these clouds overhead? You need to communicate how you feel. You need to communicate your true emotions. You've been keeping those things hidden. She has no clue how you feel about her. For some that she reached out and there was nothing, that's why she moved on. You've never given any indication that you love her. You've never given any indication that you care about her. For many of you, you've given nothing but the complete opposite. Could be that you've unliked her, unfriended her on social media. Could be that you dated someone else and threw it in her face. Could be that they're saying, for some of you, there could have been hurtful words. But you've shown her anything but love. And by but love, you haven't shown how you feel about her. She thinks you feel nothing. Because now, if you're a twin, she knows intuitively differently because of that connection. But at some point, she decided she can't go off that anymore because you're not physically taking any action on it. Physically, you're doing the complete opposite. So physically, she can't put her life on hold anymore. Her things that did have her life on hold while your life was, both of you were going through healings and transformations at the same time, simultaneously. Both of you. But then what happens is you both finish these transformations and changes. And at that point, it's like, okay, well, you've got free will. Are you really going to be in or not? Because I can't sit here and wait on you. I love you, but I want to be with you, and I want to share my life with you, but I can't put my life on hold for you. I want to move forward with you, but you don't want to move forward with me. You've made that very clear. So I'm going to have to move forward. Because you haven't told her. You haven't shared that with her. What you need to know is that you need to share that with her. It's paired with the card uncertainty. It's the Two of Swords. This is about blocked emotions. It's about choices. It's about time. It's time to make the choice. It's time to make the decision. It's time to stop hiding your emotions. It's time to stop blocking your emotions. Many of you have been procrastinating at having this conversation. You have been procrastinating with sharing your true emotions. Many of you have been procrastinating on clearing up the air. Some of you have been procrastinating clearing up the air because you're afraid of how she's going to respond once she hears. Because for some of you, you did go date other people Some of you could have married someone else. Some of you could have been in multiple other relationships. And so now you're feeling guilty, like, oh my gosh, when I share this with her, she's going to be taken off in the other direction on a horse. But this is not going to change this situation that you're in. It will not change what they want you to know. Because again, your overall energy, where I throw those cards, you are going to have success. You will have success. It hinges off your actions, your decisions, which is why they want you to know. Because again, this is winnings, good fortune, blessings. They want you to know she will accept you. She will take you back, and it will completely change and morph instantaneously, almost overnight. Once you make the decision to clear the air, to drop the disguise, to share how you truly feel, to share what you truly want. But it all hinges off you dropping your disguise, dropping the mask that you're hiding beneath. You're kind of like this horse. The horse kind of has its head down. It's kind of like a parent. You know, a parent has unconditional love for their child. A parent's child can come home and say, oh man, Mom, I cheated on this test, or oh, Mom, I stole so-and-so's lunch money. Dad, oh, so I wrecked the car, or oh, Dad, I went drinking and I wrecked the car. Their parents will still love them no matter what. No matter what they've done. They will forgive them and they will help them work through it. She loves you unconditionally. She loves you like Jesus does. There's a country song. She loves me like Jesus does. She's going to always love you unconditionally. You need not have your head down in shame. You just need to communicate. You need to communicate. And when you do, you're going to have major, big wins, huge wins, big, huge. They want you to know you are going to be successful. You really are. Many of you, they're saying you need to stop beating yourselves up. It's not as bad as you think it is. Now, as far as what they're recommending, I'm not going to pick these up. You guys can see these. You have body talk. So body talk, that's, you know, kind of like our bodies, you know, especially when people are empaths, you know, they'll feel things of other people. What they're encouraging you is to listen to your intuition, but also you're getting not only physical signs from the angels and stuff, but many of you are getting physical signs in your body. So for many of you, what they're encouraging you to do is to sit down, think about some questions. What are some things that you want to know? You know, like maybe because for some of you, they're saying that you are ashamed of how you have handled relationships in the past. Maybe you have just been in lighthearted relationships and you haven't wanted commitment in the past. Maybe you have hopped from woman to woman to woman. Maybe that's part of why you're ashamed. So what you could do is you could sit down and you could ask that, you know, God, Jesus, Archangel Michael, that they come and wrap you in protection. It's just them and their team that's watching over your highest good that come through and help you, guide you. You can tell them, hey, I want to ask some questions. I'd like some physical confirmation. So if you can help me pick up intuitively what I should do and such, please give me some physical signs. And then just start asking some questions like, you know, when I share this information, how's she going to feel? You might get some chest pain. Her heart will hurt. Or if you ask, you know, if I share this information, you know, what will the result be? And then you may feel in your body like bliss and joy. You might even feel arousal, you know, ecstasy, you know, when you orgasm, this overtakes your body. We're going to talk about that with the Kundalini stuff. But pay attention to what you're feeling in your body. Because for some of you, maybe when you think, okay, you know, how, you know, should I share this, you know, should I have this conversation with her? Maybe you'll start feeling tightness in your throat. And that could be with them that, you know, yeah, have this conversation. They're saying for others of you, this is, so for others of you, they're saying the body talk is you keep being drawn in her direction. You keep being drawn to have that conversation. And you want to. But for some of you, this Be Flexible card, so the angels are trying to bring you to this new chapter. They're trying to bring you into union, into relationship with this divine partner of yours. because that's what's best for you. That's what's going to bring you happiness. That's what's going to bring you the things that you desire. That's the treasure that you want to move your life forward. They're trying to help you with that. In order for them to help you with that, they're encouraging you to be flexible. And as they're giving you signs and they're trying to help guide your actions, they're encouraging you to follow their lead. Because by following their lead, it's going to get you out of this rut that you've been stuck in. But for many of you, because you see how he's going back to the past. She's your past. You know her. You're not in any communications with her. In order for you to do that, it does require a change of your plan. So for some of you, maybe you have been in a relationship with someone. Maybe you jumped into another relationship with someone. And maybe, you know, you tried to make that work. You just know, deep down, you know it's not going to work, but you're not ending it. But to move forward and have the conversation with her means a change of plans. Means you need to end something with someone else and go back into a different direction, which for you is going to pass her, have the conversation to move forward. But it's a change of plans. For some of you, it's not what you planned. So for some of you, maybe you had been in a relationship with someone for years and you kept trying to make it work with that person over and over and over. It wasn't going to work, wasn't destined, wasn't meant to work, total different destiny. But they need you to be flexible and know that what's going to bring you happiness is not what you pictured. But they're saying for majority of you, you've come to that realization. You know that it's her. Now you're looking at it like she's the one I've lost. And they're saying for that group of you, that this is about being flexible and taking a risk. Because you do feel like it's a risk. Like for me to really put myself out there like that, for me to really just put it all out, all on the wire, completely opening up and sharing the truth, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's a huge risk. But they need you to be flexible and take that risk because you will be receiving rewards for it. And they're saying that they need you to go with it. Because so they're saying this body talk. They're showing me two magnets. So you are drawn to her like a magnet. Stick to each other. It's been difficult for you to not be with her. You think about her all the time. You're like magnets. You get drawn to her. They're trying to help push you in her direction. They're encouraging you to be flexible. Take a risk. Go with it. Follow their lead. They're giving you signs. They're giving you messages. They're pulling you in that direction because they want you to be happy. They want you to have this. They do not want you to miss out on this opportunity and look back with tremendous regret. So for some of you, you don't want to look back years, you know, for some of you a year or so and be like, man, why didn't I do that? Because she's now married to someone else. She's now totally moved on. You don't want to have that regret, they're saying. They don't want you to have that regret. But to not have that regret does require taking that risk, taking that leap of faith. Many of you are fearful about taking that risk and leap of faith. You're fearful of being rejected. For some of you, you've been with people in the past that have been manipulative, controlling, that have like kind of also torn you down. They've been very hurtful. They want you to know that she is nothing like them. There's this lock. They're saying she's the key. She's the key that sets you free. They're showing me this hand, you know, steel hands that have a grip. They're saying it's interesting. As for some of you, you haven't wanted to be in like a committed relationship. There's something about you with freedom. You like to feel free. You will feel more free than you've ever felt in any relationship. She doesn't want to control you. She doesn't want to manipulate you. She has zero interest in that. She wouldn't want you to control and manipulate her. She wouldn't allow it. But you will have ultimate freedom in this relationship, which for some of you kind of has you worried because it will be leading to marriage. But you still feel like the freest guy ever. Because there's not manipulation. This in their sayings, because there's not manipulation. She doesn't want to control you. She doesn't care to control you. You're a grown man. You've got it. You've been in relationships with people in the past that have tried to control you. And they want you to know that this relationship is totally different. Now, as far as the serpent, you have... So you see you've got this... It's interesting because with all these cards, and most of them, they have like this moon behind it. And you've got this big full moon behind the serpent. Now the serpent is a symbol of the Kundalini rising. And you know, Kundalini, when the Kundalini rises, you know, it's the clearing of our chakras, the releasing other things, but it brings us passion and healing and renewal. But so they're wanting you to know that this relationship moving forward with her is going to bring new passion into your life. A lot of you have lost your passion, your zest, your joy for life. You've just really been drained. Moving forward, taking this risk, this leap of faith, it is going to bring joy back. It's going to bring happiness back. You know, snakes also shed their skin. So a number of you are being asked to release the past, release your old feelings. Some of you that release the past, maybe you're still hanging on to a lover or someone of the past, to fully release them. They're saying a large number of you have finally released that person, but any exes, to release them like a snake shedding its skin. For others of you, they're saying it's a releasing of how you used to do things. So some of you, maybe in relationships in the past, you weren't committal, you were flighty, you wanted to put more time into work, maybe drinking, partying, anything but a relationship. You just kind of wanted somebody to be there occasionally for company, lighthearted, maybe just for sex, maybe just for going. They're saying almost like company. Some of you, just somebody to hang out with, but you really don't want to be in a relationship. Maybe for some of you, you just jump from relationship to relationship, but you don't want that. They're saying for many of you, you've grown, you've gone through this awakening, you don't want that, you desire something more meaningful. But they're saying that shedding the skin is shedding of the way that you used to do life. And with shedding the way that you used to do relationships is also shedding that fear. Because for a number of you, there's been like fear around relationships, and some of you, it's because of how you've been treated by others in past relationships. You need to know this one's not going to be anything like that. They're saying polar opposites. But to shed the past fears, the past worries, the past way of doing things. But by shedding that old skin, that old way of being, the old person that you were attached to, whatever you were attached to, you know, when a snake sheds its skin, it's got this bright pink belly. It's all fresh and vulnerable, but it's ready to have this new life, this new experience. They need you to release the old in order to move you forward in this new experience with her. Some of you even releasing because you haven't had a conversation. So for some of you, you've got some thoughts about maybe some things that have transpired between the two of you where it's not correct. Maybe the way you're viewing or thinking something's not correct, and likewise, it could be the same with her. So until the two of you have a conversation, you can't clear the air. You can't move forward. So with needing you to move forward and be flexible and start that conversation, to offer her your cup, maybe it's just going to be starting the conversation. You taking the action to start the conversation. But they need you to know in order to do that, you've got to fully release the old feelings. But that's what's going to awaken you. That's what's going to bring passion back in your life. That's what's going to move your life forward. And for many of you, when you met her, there was so much passion, because you know, snake is a symbol, it's a phallic symbol. Passion, sexuality, those things can be somewhat scary, especially with twin flames. So when you go through Kundalini awakening, and Kundalini awakenings, they serve a purpose. But what will happen when you meet your twin flame is, and not just when you meet them, but especially when you are intimate with them, when you consummate the relationship, what happens is your Kundalini just bursts open, because it's like this divine flame, this divine eternal flame within the two of you. It's ignited. So it bursts forth this Kundalini awakening. And you can do some research. If you Google Kundalini or Kundalini awakening twin flames, it'll give you some information. But when our Kundalinis awaken, it forces a total transformation of our entire life. It awakens us, it expands us, it makes us better, takes us to the next level. But when your Kundalini awakens, it will start healing your heart. It'll heal the old hurts, the old wounds, so those things can all fall away. When twins meet, the Kundalini awakenings burst open. But that's to put you on the fast track to heal all the things that have kept you stuck in life so that you can move forward in life. So you'll have friends fall away, you'll have things you used to be interested in, you're not interested anymore. For some of you, you have ways of life. Some of you, there's even something tied to drinking. Maybe you were drinking too much. But these things that you've done, the way that you've lived your life, you're not proud of that. You don't want to do it that way anymore. You're not interested in that. That's because your Kundalini was awakened when you met her. It was burst open. It burst open for her too. You both have gone to your separate corners to do all your healing work. You've been very successful with that. So for some of you, what they're encouraging is this final piece, just to allow the past to fall away so that you can move forward into the new. For the others, what they're wanting you to know. So when it comes to twins, things are very intense. Sexually, things are very intense. So if you were intimate with her, you would have found that it's mind-blowing sex. mind-blowing. And some of you have had concerns that, okay, well, what if this relationship was just a sexual relationship? Because it was pretty good, it was kind of amazing, and oh my gosh, but nothing, it never came of it. Like, I feel this connection to her. I sometimes hear her thoughts, because when your Kundalini finally finished bursting open and a lot of the healing that was occurring for you, you have a telepathic connection with her. You hear her thoughts, you feel her. That's part of this deep connection that you have. It's a true deep connection. It's not just sexual. They want you to know it's not just sexual. But what happens is, you met her, had this crazy intimate time, blew your mind, you felt this connection, but then the two of you went in opposite directions to focus on your individual healing work and things that you both needed to do separately before you could come together. But it was not just sexually based. Some of you are fearful, thinking, oh, well, what if it was just sex? What if there's really nothing more to this? What if that's all it is, and that's it? But they want you to know that's not it, because you wouldn't feel this sexual attraction, and for some of you, you even get stimulated thinking about her. Likewise, she does the same when thinking of you. That's just that connection. When you think about Kundalini, that it runs up along your spinal cord, this blissful sensation run up and down your spinal cords, that bliss is the connection with your twin. Opens the chakras, opens everything up. Of course, you're going to feel this overwhelming bliss when you think about them. Of course, you're going to have this overwhelming bliss when you're intimate with them. But they want you to know it is not just sexual. If it was just sexual, you would have stopped thinking about her years ago. She would have stopped thinking about you years ago. There is so much more to this. But they're saying you do have to trust that, because you have the smoky mirror. They're not going to give you all the details until it happens. You know that card that came out, overall energy for all of them? Tests. Your faith is being tested. Like people in situation 1, their faith is being tested. They can't see things. Things are going on behind the scenes. They have no clue. They just have to trust that it's going to work out. You have to trust that she loves you, and that when you offer her this cup, it will be successful. When you make the decision, you communicate and share the truth, it's going to be successful. You're going to win big, big, huge. But you have to trust that, because the smoky mirror, it's all about, see how it's all cloudy and you can't see things clearly? This is about, something that's implied, like you can intuitively pick it up, like, man, I just feel drawn to her. I feel the connection. I can't stop thinking about her, and I compare everyone to her, and oh my gosh, the angels are driving me insane with all these signs. Okay, I get it. It's implied, but it's not known. Like, you don't know for sure that, okay, when I hand her this cup, it's going to go amazing, because many of you haven't talked in months. Maybe you haven't seen each other in years. So you're not sure. You aren't being able to physically see how this is going to work out. Your perception is limited, but that's because they need you to trust. Take that leap of faith. You know that this is being orchestrated by the divine. When you look at it, you can see how the two of you even meeting was like divinely played out. Many of you can tell it was divinely played out because your lives have been very similar. You've had very similar life paths. Like identical twins. Ironic. Most of you, this is talking about twin flames. She is your twin flame. She is your other half. You have received a blessing, a gift from God. But if you take the time to sit down and look at that, you'll see how connected it is. You will see how it was divinely orchestrated. But you need to trust that. Because in order to get yourself out of the misery that you've been in, the unhappiness that you've been in order to turn your life around, it does require you to have the courage to move forward, to take that leap of faith, to have those conversations, to go after that which you desire. They're saying to go in her direction. Go in her direction and not be fearful. Because even though you don't physically see it, the moment you take a leap of faith, you move in that direction. They're also saying toward what doesn't make sense to you, because you see this is a little Buddha. It doesn't make sense to you. Some of you, they're saying it's like you don't understand, why do I feel this connection? I don't even really know her that well. This is a spiritual connection. This is your divine partner. This is what they call the divine marriage. Two of you have been together throughout eternity. You will continue to be together throughout eternity. That is why you're drawn. That is why they're saying for many of you, you just felt like you've known her forever. You felt a level of comfort with her you never felt with anyone else. For some of you, that's why you were terrified. Some of you were just even opening up and you were just like, oh my gosh, why did I just share that with her? Because it's not something you share with anyone else. That's because your soul knows. Your soul knows she is your other half. Your soul is pulling you, pulling your body physically in her direction, trying to pull you to her, because your soul knows that's where your happiness lies. She is the key to unlocking your happiness. She is the key to getting you the things that you desire. She's the key, just like you're the key for her. But it's mysterious and it doesn't make sense and it's not clear, and you're like, why isn't it? But it's divinely orchestrated. They're saying you don't have to understand all the details of why. It will make sense over time. All you need to do is allow the experience, have the courage to move forward, to take that leap of faith, and to know that as soon as you take that leap of faith, that fog, it's going to clear. Those clouds are going to clear away, and it's going to be beautiful. Okay, what? Okay, so before we wrap up, let me see if I can reach these real quick. They want me to pull a, okay, got them. They want me to pull, that's funny. Okay, so they want me to pull real quick for each of your situations one of my cards from the Rebel deck. Now I'm going to warn you, if your kids are listening, you're going to want to shut this off, because my Rebel deck, and it's called the Rebel deck, it's Tarot with Attitude. It has adult language, explicit adult language. So do not have your children out. I do like this deck. It's fun. It's funny. The messages are always on point, but they are lighthearted because we're all going through some really heavy stuff in life. It does help us when we can look at things with a bit of, be able to see the humor in it. And okay, so there's number one. So when we can look at the humor in things, because, you know, when we look at things even, okay, two. When we look back on things, we can see how it's all like divinely orchestrated, and we're like, wow, that's funny how you all pulled that together up there. So these make things lighthearted of serious subjects, serious things we're going through in life. I've never used these with you guys before, but I guess today is the day. Sounds like you guys need a little lightheartedness. And situation 3. Okay. Okay. So if situation 1 applied to you, actually I'm going to stand up to make sure you guys can see these. Okay, so you have fuck, shit is about to get real. And on the back, fuck, you need your people around you. Because again, you have people helping you. You just don't know it, but you're about to find out. Situation 2. You are giving away your power. Backside. You are a badass. Act like it. And situation 3. Drop the fucking ego. And on the back, vulnerability is hot as fuck. Okay, so hopefully that helps all of you. Beautiful things, success around the corner, filled with a lot of love, joy, and blessings.